Ian Ziering is well known for his role as Finn in the Sharknado series. Now he's back for the 6th and final installment titled Last Sharknado, It's About Time. The film follows Finn as he travels back in time in a Sharknado-turned time machine to resurrect his family by stopping the first Sharknado that started it all. Let's take a look.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna need a bigger chainsaw.
Hi, nice to meet you. Everyone put your hands together for Ian Ziering.
Thanks. Hi, everybody.
How you doing today?
I'm doing great.
I love it. You got some good weather here, by the way.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Last couple days have been gorgeous.
Yeah, before that it was like a swamp.
Yeah. Well, I grew up in New Jersey, so I'm not familiar with
so
the
you're
territory.
familiar. All right, so let's talk about this Sharknado movie. All right,
All
it
right.
is so much fun, so crazy. Did you
Yeah.
ever think that you were going to get to do 6 of these?
No, quite honestly, I didn't think there'd be a successful first movie. I read the script, and it really had a lot of holes in it that were left to be filled by visual effects, and visual effects are really expensive. So I didn't think the production company would have the money to invest in making it quality content. I actually thought I'd be working with hand puppets.
No way.
Yeah, it's like, how are they gonna do this? How are they gonna make a shark jump up a rope to try and bite me?
Yeah, that's good. What was the filming process like with all of those special effects?
It's all done on green screen.
Yeah.
Those special effects are special effects that are done in a computer.
Right.
So literally, there's a room full of visual effects artists that work around the clock to get these movies where they need to be to deliver to the network. They hand it off and the paint's still wet. They're working around the clock.
Wow. Oh, wow.
And you've done, it's 6 films within like 5 years. So you've been
Yeah.
like living and breathing Sharknado, basically.
Pretty much.
And like, apparently this is the last one. Are you kind of excited that now you have a little bit of a break?
Yeah,
Or-
mixed feelings. I mean,
Mixed.
it's been so great. NBC Universal's been great to me.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a home there. Seeing little kids come up to me, telling me they've got my picture on their pajamas.
Yeah.
Feels great. I mean, it's wonderful. I will actually miss making these movies.
My cousin Ava loves the Sharknado films.
Yeah,
Like literally,
it's fun.
Yeah, she's like, Lord of the Rings sucks. Sharknado, amazing. We gotta fight about it. She's like, this is her favorite film. So
Right
we are, yeah.
on. She's my new BFF.
Good, I'll tell her.
That's awesome. Better than Lord of the Rings. I haven't heard that yet.
So I'm looking at this movie poster and I see a dinosaur in it. So
Yeah.
tell me some of the things your character encounters in...
Well, since after Sharknado 5, we left the Earth scorched. There was nothing left except Finn and his wife's head in a bag. When miraculously his son, who's played by Dolph Lundgren, pops out of the sky in a Doc Brown flying machine telling me I need to go back to the future to stop the very first Sharknado from happening in order to stop every other subsequent happening throughout history. So that's where we pick up in 6. It's time travel. Because there's nothing left of the Earth, what are we gonna do? So we go back in time. The very first Sharknado happened in prehistoric time. And it's like assembling all the pieces of a puzzle so we can stop the first Sharknado and stop all of them. And we jump to the future and we go back to the past, and whether it's medieval times with King Arthur and Merlin,
Oh my God.
or
Oh my God.
I'm so into this. That's
Neil
awesome.
deGrasse Tyson plays
No.
Really? No way.
I love him so much.
Oh, I'm so, this is
Just in
amazing.
case you weren't taking this movie seriously, we've brought in the big guns to really validate the science behind Sharknadoes.
Right. So that must be so cool that, you've been in space and now you're going, like, these films have taken you everywhere.
Out of this world.
Cowboy sharks.
Yeah, the colonial war, it was just, there was no time period that wasn't thought about or considered. It all has to do with budget. What they can make happen. The fact that we were able to recreate the colonial revolution.
Incredible.
Was a lot of fun. Leslie Jordan plays Benjamin Franklin. That was, you know who he is. He is so funny. We had Alaska from RuPaul's Drag Race
Yes.
playing a character, and she's really funny. Just people would chime in, hey, could I come and play? And I want to come down and get eaten. And there's actually one sequence where we had so many people clamoring to be in the movie, and the producers are very generous. We want them all. There might not be any exposition from or any room within the story. So there's this one Sharknado with all these people flying around, just to include them. My wife and kids are in it.
Are they really?
Yeah, there's a little beach sequence where my wife and daughters are playing at the beach, and my little daughter looks up and there's a Sharknado comes. She runs to her mom, and Erin, my wife, she kills a shark.
I love
that's
that.
cool.
We're a family of shark slayers.
Yeah, shark
all
slayers.
these people.
But you know what? Yeah, pretty much if you were around set, hey, would you mind standing in the background?
Okay, so if there's a 7, we're gonna be in it.
I want to be in it.
Yeah?
Right now, yes, I'm in. Especially if Neil deGrasse Tyson is.
Okay, you heard it here first, folks. Not really sure there's going to be a 7. We tie this movie up very nicely.
Cool.
It comes full circle. What we explain in the ending is very, very heartwarming.
Oh.
You know, we've been through so much with these movies. We've been to space. We've been all over the world. We've been all over time. And, you know, Finn has always been a family man,
Right.
An ordinary man who goes to extraordinary lengths to keep his family safe and protected from Sharknadoes. Well, in this last movie, he makes the ultimate sacrifice to save everyone. Because if you're going to go back in time,
Right.
you can kind of right the wrongs of history. And he does an amazing job with his team to make that happen.
That's so cool.
By
Yeah.
chances, do they go back to the last election at all?
Oh.
Just
You know, we try to stay out of politics.
Yeah.
that's fair.
They're killing sharks here. They're not going after the whole political scene.
Good move.
Is there a
Yeah.
moment over the past 5 years that you've been filming that stands out to you as just particularly fun and Sharknado stuff?
Hell yeah. It was here in New York City.
Yeah.
Sharknado 2, we filmed in Manhattan. We blocked off part of Broadway up at 54th Street. And I'm standing on top of a fire truck, trying to inspire people to fight back. And I said, you know, it takes more than a shark to keep a good man down. It takes more than a shark to stop a New Yorker. And I raised this 45-pound chainsaw in the air and I said, let's go kill some sharks. And it wasn't just our crew and the background artists, but everybody that could hear me, all the New Yorkers walking to work that day, blocks away. Yeah, let's get him! It was awesome.
So New York.
That's so New
Let's
York.
fight.
It was awesome. It was just such a visceral response, so immediate and so just organic. We didn't plant that seed. It was amazing.
That's
I love
awesome.
that.
That was an epic moment, and that was right before, I think, the best shark kill that Finn Shepard ever had.
Yeah.
It was a no-look, behind-the-back shark fillet. Where the script read, and Finn, you know, swings the chainsaw in the air and it cuts the shark in half. And I said to Anthony, our director, I said, dude, this thing's like 45 pounds.
Right.
I can't swing this. It's going to take me off the edge of the fire truck. But I have something. He's like, okay. Knowing that the visual effects artists always have my back,
Right.
I try to give them things to work with. They're very intuitive. So I said, trust me, they're going to know exactly what to do with this one. So let's go kill some sharks. And I look up and there's a shark, and that's the moment where I was supposed to swing it. But instead I turned my back and I leaned back and I took this monster chainsaw and I just put it on my knee and got out of the way for the artists to draw the shark flying through the blade. And it's epic. The huge great white just gets splayed in half and you can see the inside as it goes. And, you know, it's the best kill, I think, so far. Although I haven't seen everything we've done in 6. To date, that's the most epic
That's awesome.
shark fillet.
That sounds impressive.
Yeah.
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 So cool.
Has there been a moment though on set when you're doing something and you're like, guys, what am I doing?
Yeah. That's daily. That's daily. I look at the script and I'll say that what's happening here. The script changes. It's ever changing. It's very fluid because of locations, because we get people that we didn't expect when the script was written. It has to stay fluid. So there were times where we were in Romania shooting this last movie, and we had 3 cameo artists working with us, but they weren't there yet. So we had to use body doubles, and it was very cold. It was about 10 degrees. I'm wearing a denim jacket and jeans, freezing. It's so cold. And we have to have body doubles, and we have to shoot over their back, so you can't see their face, but the costumes you'll recognize when we turn around. So it's so funny. I was so cold. I couldn't even really emote. I couldn't really bring what was necessary for the character. I had to do it a couple times. But yet I still got a note from the producers. We really weren't happy with that scene. It's like you weren't even there, Ian. I was like, dude, seriously? You're giving me that note?
Right.
Do you know the conditions that we're working in? What did the actors who weren't there?
Right, literally weren't there.
It's just very challenging. But ultimately, we're able to provide the content that's necessary to make it acceptable. You know, we shoot these movies in 16, 17, sometimes 18 days. There's no room for...
Whoa!
You know, if you look at The Meg, for example, they spent $150 million on that movie. Sharknado was about 2, maybe 3. I don't know exactly what the budget was.
Wow. 18, that's incredible. I did not know it was less than a month.
Oh, yeah. I mean, movies take months to make.
Right.
And we'll shoot what they'll spend a month on, we'll shoot in a day. So we're moving the camera. Sorry, there's no time for take 2. I'm like, all right, we'll fix it in post. All right, you just got to show up knowing your lines and hoping for the best. And, you know, there have been times where I've been in the editing with Anthony and we'll have to go back and re-record the dialogue because my face was so frozen, I wasn't articulate or I just didn't have the emphasis necessary to really help the scene build it. My intent as an actor is always to try and elevate the material. But sometimes it's so challenging because the environment works against you because the script is always changing. There's no time for rehearsal. It's literally guerrilla filming. It's Sharknado filmmaking.
Wow.
I love it.
I'm actually a huge 90210 fan.
Yeah.
Like,
Cool.
I've loved you forever.
Thank you.
That theme song is constantly stuck in my head. Like it's like on loop. It's like it's like okay now.
I'm not gonna leave you hanging. I'm not gonna leave you hanging on that.
Thank you. So yeah, I mean I wanted you to talk about that. If the cast, like if you guys keep in touch, and also like we're in a time now where people are bringing back old shows. They're making them into features. What is the possibility? Like if I get on Twitter and I start a campaign, would you make a movie for me?
You wouldn't be the only one starting that.
Yeah, it's out there.
It's out there. There's the 90210 movie campaign on Instagram. There's fan clubs all over the world. You know, it's kind of hard to ignore that. And what the people that own the license, CBS owns the license to 90210. So we've all come up with some ideas, but it's up to them to really pull the trigger on it. I'm still great friends with all my former castmates. We talk. Got to work with Tori and her husband Dean on Sharknado. She did an amazing job. She plays Finn Shepard's mom and dad. Kind of a twist in reality, but it's Sharknado, so roll with it. But we all talk. So yeah, it's certainly possible. You know, I wouldn't mind at all working with them.
Fingers
and they were
crossed.
a big part of my formative years. They're like brothers and sisters to me. So yeah, I would consider it, absolutely. With the right story, though. It has to be the right story. They did a reboot of 90210, and it was a completely different.
Yeah. I don't acknowledge the reboot. No offense. I love, you know, they did a great job. It's
It lasted
just, I want
for
the
5
original.
years.
I want the original.
That's solid.
Yeah.
It's a nice homage to the OG.
Right.
But we're purists.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You know, so if we're going to pay it off, it has to be a direct relation to what we did then. It can't be an iteration. It's got to be it's got to be derived from the original cast, from the original story. The context has to be similar. Otherwise, it's just not the same show.
You've given us so much hope just now.
You're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance.
Of course, there's always
Anything
a chance.
you need, like however I can support it, I'll get all my friends.
You know, about
anything.
$5-7 million an episode
Cool.
production.
Work on that.
Shannon, she will work on
Yeah.
it.
She'll write you a check, just don't cash it.
Yeah.
Well, and besides, we love her though. Besides film and TV, you're also in fashion. You have a dress shirt line called The Icon by Chainsaw, which I love. And I was reading about it, and the high-tech fabric and the wrinkle-free thing is incredible because my shirts get wrinkly all the time. But also the tri-color technology. Could you explain more about that? 'Cause I never knew about that, and it sounds very interesting with these shirts.
We started this about 3 years ago, my partner Mitchell and I. And it was an attempt to capitalize on something where Sharknado was so exciting. And I saw a commercial that Tara had out there. She had a cologne.
Yeah.
And wow, I really appreciated her moxie. I mean, she's going out to get it. I mean, we do this as a living.
Right. Hers is called like Shark, right?
Yeah.
Hers is called Shark.
By Tara.
And my partner said to me, well, what would you do if you were going to do something? I said, well, it wouldn't be a thing. It would be a brand. I mean, it's got to be something that I could be passionate about. And he said, well, what would the logo be? I was like, well, you know, I was so entrenched in Sharknado, so I said, I don't know, it would be like cross chainsaws, because it's edgy and I like that. What would the company be? And I don't know, chainsaw brands. Chainsaw brands. So we started running with that. We imported a whole bunch of stuff from other countries and put the logo on it, just to test the waters to see if it would resonate. And it kind of did. All that stuff sold. I said, wow, let's take it to the next level. And now, 3 years later, we're just focusing on men's casual dress shirts. Right. And that's something that's always a challenge for me, because finding the right fit, finding the right material, finding...
With you. Yep.
Every time I wear a dress shirt and I wear it casually, the collar flies. It doesn't attach. And I'm not a big fan of seeing the buttons, because that's the preppy thing to me, and it's just... So another thing I don't like is when the collar, the placket, this is the placket, when it slouches. Right. Because it looks sloppy. Yeah. And it's like, I like this collar to stand proud. It's right? Picking up what I'm putting down?
100%.
So we developed this tricolor technology where the collars are held down with a patent pending design where there is a bungee loop and a button underneath to tack it in. There's also a collar stay if you need to wear it with a tie. The placket has increased fusing at the top, so it doesn't slouch, so it stays proud. But yet the material is such that it's a four-way woven material, so it stretches, it breathes, it's antimicrobial. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not the greatest at hanging up my clothes when I take them off. My wife's always getting on me. It's just, you know, old habits are hard to break. But this material is wrinkle resistant. It's also antimicrobial. So if I'm traveling, I could have 1 or 2 shirts for, you know, a couple days where it's gonna travel well with me. And the fact that I could wear it with a tie or wear it open, you know, makes it very versatile. So we've designed a very versatile casual men's dress shirt. It's very body conscious. So typically shirts have their seams across the top of the shoulder, but by bringing our seams down across, it kind of leaves more room up here. It kind of shows the trap meat, the muscle up here. And we always want to amplify the male structure. It's attractive. But a boxy shirt that doesn't have any cues or it doesn't pay off the man's physique underneath it really isn't doing anything to empower that man. Clothes make the man. And if you're wearing the right clothes, it's really gonna help you be more confident.
I'm all about these shirts. You buy them online?
You can find them at chainsawbrands.com. And thanks so much for asking me about it. It's something that I'm really passionate
about. No, I love it.
I can tell. There's so much knowledge about it. It must be fun to have something that's out of the industry.
And I search for the perfect, but I always feel the same thing. It's too dressed up. It's too, like, I never find the right ones. This really interested me.
Didn't you just feel like...
It's an awesome shirt.
We went from Sharknado to Shark Tank. I was like,
We're gonna invest. We're gonna invest.
You can find it at chainsawbrands.com.
Great.
And I think you'll dig it. You got a great physique.
Yeah.
The shirt will,
I'm trying.
Really let that show through. Yeah.
Well, we'll check that out. Ian, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh my God, thank you for having me.
And you can catch Ian Ziering in Last Sharknado. It's About Time when it premieres this Sunday, August 19th at 8/7 Central on the Sci-Fi Channel. That's all from us today. We'll see you on Monday, same time, same table.